and as this information was mostly missing, I did not rate if they included a built-in increase zoom mode. Some of them do, but where it might be missing, it can also be easily rectified. Now, during the video, you might notice that the crosshairs look a little different in the pictures despite being from the same mod. This is because you will have to fine-tune it inside the game by accessing your settings and then clicking the reticle tab. The mod adjustments will be available for most of the mods at least in exactly the same place where you can also adjust your standard sight. Talking about the standard crosshair, let's have a look at what our baseline is. Now, if you are using the vanilla version, you will receive information on your reload timer, both by number and by a bar, your health pool by a bar only, your ammunition count, and the basic penetration indicator that colors the gun marker depending on the base armor thickness, though without angling, and your average penetration. Now, this is the baseline, so I will not mention these elements in the mods, we will focus purely on the extras. And with this, I think it's time to get started with number 10. Overcross. If you do not want to stray too far away from your standard reticle but want to give it just a little bit more oomph, the simple solution might be overcross. While maintaining a familiar look, it gives you extra information like the distance to the target or your current zoom level, and at the same time it also enhances the visuals by an animated reload circle. Oh, by the way, regarding the zoom levels. Default settings allow for 8x zoom in, but mods can allow you to go much further than that. What's definitely banned is anything that lets you zoom past the trees, bushes and foliage in general. Now, very high level zoom can do that by itself, so it's highly recommended that you limit yourself to about ×30 zoom in at maximum. At the same time, zoom out, that's also included in some of these mods, is fully allowed, as long as the camera remains attached to your vehicle. Free camera is only allowed in replays. Number 9. Improve standard crosshair. Still sticking to the same concept, this mod is literally a slightly improved version of the vanilla crosshair. You have a somewhat improved reload counter and HP indicator, and a basically standard zoom level and target distance informations, while fully maintaining the original look. Now, while we won't look specifically at SPG sights this time around, as part of this mod you will also get an expected blast radius circle in top-down view, which looks actually kinda interesting. Number 8. Harpoon. Harpoon is a rather popular mod that steps up the game with a ton of extras included. The visuals are rather nice, giving you a more professional crosshair look, but some might find it a little bit too crowded. As for the extras, apart from the basics like the distance to target indicator, the zoom levels or the improved HP indicator, this mod introduces additional on-screen information like view range of the targeted vehicle, a percentage chance to penetrate, and additional information on your own gun like the type of the gun and the gun depression. All of these informations are considered to be safe at the moment. Where things get a little bit more shaky are the target reload timer and the accurate damage indicator functions. The target reload timer is quite self-explanatory. Apart from your own reload, now you will also see the reload counter for the targeted enemy. This is very valuable information and is also a debated topic. What's for certain is that any mod that will show adjusted reload times, aka taking into consideration crew skills and equipment as well, is definitely banned. It can only show the base reload times of the guns, thus not being fully accurate. There are several highly popular mods that use this function, and while I'll expect them to abide by this rule, it's in their best interest as well after all. I could not get a definite confirmation for any of them. So if you can confirm the type of the reload timer, please do let us know in the comments. The other more shaky function is the accurate damage indicator that once again is used by several of the top crosshair mods. By default you will only get notified from which general side you got hit, but with this function you will know the direction exactly, and it will be also displayed on the screen typically for a longer period, usually for around 8 to 15 seconds. Now my problem is that I couldn't really find any information on how this works with unspotted vehicles, which could be a potential point of concern in the future. Number 7. Sword of Damocles. As far as I know, this was mostly used for its artillery sights in the past, but the current regular sights are actually worth a look as well. It's a very simple, no-nonsense type of approach that takes up only a very small portion of the screen and still looks quite slick. Apart from a nice animated reload timer and the usual distance to target and zoom level indicators, we have two more functions that require a bit more attention. The accurate damage indicator is included in this mod as well, as is an improved penetration indicator. The trick here is that apart from the usual color coding, now you also get the effective armor and penetration values exactly displayed, usually also considering sloping, spaced armor and decreased penetration over distance, giving you a much more accurate idea if your shell is going to go through or not. I did not find any information at the moment that these functions could get you into trouble, but they could be potentially debated in the future, just to let you know. Number 6. Roughnecks gun sights. This is definitely a colorful mod giving you tons of information, and probably it will be just a little bit too much to some of you. A lot of the usual indicators are here: zoom level, target distance, target view range, as is an enhanced penetration indicator with a percentage chance. The target reload timer is included in this mod too, so once again, if anyone has confirmation that we only see unadjusted reload times, that would be great. We also have an additional feature in form of several minimap enhancements, including gun direction indicators. These are basically lines on the minimap showing you where each spotted tank is pointing its gun. The official stance I found on this is that it is allowed as long as it only shows up for spotted vehicles within your render range. Once again, a possible point of debate, and it would be great to receive confirmation if this mod fully abides by these rules as well. Number 5. Taipan. This is another very popular mod, taking some slick approach to things, and I have to admit, if you do like the little bit of colorful design, it really looks nice. The screen is not cluttered full with information of debatable usefulness. The only thing you get as extra is a zoom level and target distance indicator. The effective penetration versus effective armor indicator is included, however, so be aware if you are not a fan of these. Number 4. Hardscope. Now this is definitely a mod that stands out from all of the rest. The aim of this mod is to allow you to use historical gun sights of, at the moment, 19 historical tanks, giving you a more immersive experience. The blackout around the scope is quite prominent, but its opacity can be adjusted. Quite understandably, the amount of information displayed on screen is limited as well. You will only have an animated reload timer, a percentage-based HP indicator and the distance to the target. That's it. If the futuristic sights give you a chill down your spine, this might be worth a look. To my knowledge, there are also no debated indicators included in this mod. Number 3. Multi-Maps Map Mod. Talking about futuristic sights, Multi-Maps mod is definitely one of the most well-known ones out there. It's included in all of the major mod packs, so chances are you will come across it sooner or later. What you get here then is a set of very futuristic sights, so if you want to aim like the Predator in your trusty Tiger tank, we might have something for you. My only concern is that it's chock full with indicators that are possibly debated, like the accurate damage indicator or the effective penetration versus effective armor indicator, and also with stuff that needs to stay within limits not to get banned, like the enemy reload timer or the enhanced minimap with gun direction indicator. As an added extra, which again might be also open for debate, you also will have a live camo calculator that will show you the camo value that you would need in order to remain hidden. While the usefulness of this information is questionable, camo values are typically hidden stats, so I would be a little bit careful with this one. Number 2. DG's Sight. Still sticking with the futuristic approach, DG's sight has truly impressive looks. You have tons of information once again on screen, and even some tank pictures for both sides. I think for a lot this will be a little bit too much glitter on the screen, especially as in the sniper view